Yet again, I will start with my usual introduction. You're looking lovelier than
Oh,
before.
thank
How do
you.
you manage it, yeah?
Good moisturizer and an amazing makeup artist and hairstylist.
Oh, come on. But what's the vibe like as of now? What's the vibe like? What's your vibe?
I'm very excited. Our song has come out and people have resonated with it. And that's the greatest thing for any artist. And I'm just super, super stoked.
So now we are talking about the song, She's a Hero. And I would call you a hero as well, because you actually walk your talk and, speak up for things that should be spoken up. So you are a hero in this world. So how did this come about? And you have to hear the comments. Have you seen the comments on your YouTube? Some very, very nice ones. Superstar, Chartbuster, Shruti Akka, we absolutely love you.
I love being everybody's Akka. It's so special to me. So many people call me Shruti Akka and I absolutely love it. And it's been happening to me since I was a kid because my baby sister's friends would also call me Akka. So it's just very special to me. I mean, I'm just really glad and excited with the response and people liking it and resonating with it. And the song is basically about all the heroes. You're a hero, any woman, and it's for men as well, because it's about the women in their lives. Like, and there's that beautiful line from Altaf is "Dunya mein to aayi, isliye to hum hai," and that's the power of the woman, continuing on. And I'm just really honored and grateful for it happening the way it did.
So since you are celebrating women, and I say women should lift other women, the best is when you support your own tribe instead of getting them down. Who is that one person who has, if I would say just one woman, who has really truly inspired you?
I can't say just one woman, and that's the beauty and that's the blessing of my life, that I have met many incredible women. This is excluding women from just my family. I've met so many amazing women and they've all been inspiring to me in very many different ways. So I'm just really lucky in the women department.
Awesome. And since she's a hero, she has a fever. I like the words, there's this one woman who's ready to take on the world and, speak out her truth. I love the way you modulate your voice, by the way. I, for a moment, was like, is that Shruti? I was like, no, that's not Shruti. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. But how did this come about? Like, how did the whole thing come about?
So for me, the first line was actually something I'd written in a poem long back. And I was actually watching some documentaries on female hysteria. And how we still use the term "she's hysterical," and I realized when it was spoken about men in the same context, he's feverishly passionate about it, and so I was like, that's really interesting, and I just wrote that down as a line that, yeah, she has a fever, like she's feverish, she's, in your opinion, unwell or weakened, but it's burning her up from the inside, which is also a reference to, we as women are burnt on very many metaphorical stakes. So those two lines just had to be the beginning of the song, because she has a fever and it's burning her up from the inside. And that is what drives every woman. This is a age-old condition of women that doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, you will feel it, And so I wanted to start with that. And usually I write my songs quite autobiographically, but I had a need to write outside of myself, and the topic that resonates with me the most and I am most interested in society outside of me is women. So, that's how this came in. And then finally, Altaf coming on board with his male gaze reverence for the women in his life is what has really been the game changer for me in this song.
Wow, that's really interesting. That's really, really interesting. And also, now what's interesting is I see, as you said, the male gaze. Some men are depicting women so sensitively on whether it's on paper, screen, art. That is really nice, because we always feel, oh, maybe the male perspective is not what it is to be. It is actually the women. But I think the male gaze, somewhere I would applaud them more than the feminine gaze, because it's just amazing. What do you think?
I just feel like, when you said that it's not just all feminists, we band together. It's not that simple, because we, women amongst our own tribe find it very easy to pull another one down, And similarly, it's not all men, like, let's burn the bra, all men suck. Like, that's not it either. And that's the balance that I have seen and experienced in my life. I'm a product of many wonderful men that I've interacted with as well. So this song of She's a Hero it's not as much a feminist anthem as it is an ode to the women in all of our lives.
On one hand, we have women leading as states. I mean, look at Queen Elizabeth's life here. She was the longest running, state head there for 70 years. Then you have female prime ministers. Then on the other hand, you have ministers, you have actors like you. Leaders. Talk about it, even corporate, women, basically CEOs. On the other, then you see those hate crimes against women. Why is she wearing jeans?
And I want to add to that list, we also have unsung housewives and homemakers. Unsung housewives,
exactly. They always say homemakers never get a holiday. If it wasn't for the homemakers, they are actually the ones, they are the unsung heroes, who've never gotten their due. We just, she's a housewife. But no one has any clue what that housewife goes through. Yeah, I tip my hat. But on the other hand, then you hear these horrible, horrible stories where girls going to college in jeans are reprimanded by teachers, then they're humiliated if they are, seeing somebody. This dichotomy, where are we going? What, as an actor, as a woman, as an artist, what do you feel?
It's aggravating, but I think I would be, when I, as a woman, I do talk about gender pay gap and things like that, but it's very privileged complaint as in its nature, because it doesn't mean we don't speak about it, but the truth is there are very many basic issues of safety, lack of education, opportunity, social conditioning that we still face in this year, in this supposedly really progressive year. But I also do believe that, I think there is work in that department that is being done, but it is a conditioning problem. It's a systemic problem, and it's been long running. We've gone in reverse in some areas, fortunately not in India, and I think that it's a systemic problem, and it's been the bane of being a woman for centuries, I think, to put it very simply. And at the same time, I just do not get on that bandwagon of aggressive feminism, because it doesn't suit my point of view. I think that it's about society collectively, the men, the women, the future, the sons, the daughters, the sisters, the brothers, everyone understanding that this shouldn't be happening, period, to anybody. Yeah, on a human level.
Totally. I am with you on that. And away from your music, I want to ask you, as an artist and as a person, your ideologies, as I'm sure they're wide. What you are as a person would influence you as an artist. How does that work? Because, you are an actor, you are a songwriter, you are a singer. How does this all come about? Your influences, how do they influence you?
I think that, especially now in my career, I'm enjoying myself as an actor a lot more, because I'm able to bring references of my influences in, because it's more acceptable today, And I do feel that for me, I'm just really grateful, and this sounds really silly and basic, but I'm so grateful to be able to just express myself and tell stories. I tell stories through movies, I tell stories through songs. And it just reminds me of when I was a kid, and I just loved telling stories to my friends at lunch break in kindergarten. And it just goes back to that feeling of being able to say, do you know something? And just finding different ways to tell them that something.
Oh, lovely. So if there was a movie to be made on you, what would the title be called then?
Oh, God.
We've already done a series called Bestseller, Storyteller. We have seen that.
No, I don't know what it would be called. I think it would be something like She's Always in Black, but her heart is colorful. Like I saw that. Or Badass in Black. I don't know.
Yeah, I've noticed you love black. You love black. It's basically amalgamation of all the colors, actually. There's a black.
Actually,
all the colors. You know,
Yes.
we call it dark, but from darkness is what leads you to light, you know. So
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Has it
Yes.
always been your favorite color?
Sorry?
Has it always been your favorite color? Like,
always, since I was a kid. And then when I joined the movie business, there were certain people who were like, when you go for audio launch, please don't wear black sari. And I was like, but why? And then and then I did that. I did the pink saris and I did the net pastel greens and all of that. And now I've just gone back to what I've always been comfortable in.
Awesome. And you are well aware that a movie that you did 10 years ago is basically breaking the box office.
Yes, it's so amazing. And it shows that, you know, it was truly a testament to like art standing the test of time. And I visited a theater yesterday and it was amazing and really nice. And I'm very thankful for everyone involved in the film, you know, to make me a part of it and for me to be able to celebrate it 10 years later. And that too in Andhra and Telangana. It's amazing.
Awesome. But what do you, Shruti, make of this current scenario that we are in? Last when we spoke, we were discussing cancel culture, which was all over the world. We moved beyond cancel culture onto boycott culture now.
It's basically the same genus, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure, but what do you make of it? And they actually feel, because there's so much of hate, they actually feel they have that power in them to bring the movies and your community, that's the artist community, down with their rants and rhetorics.
See, it's a very tricky thing, and I feel that everyone is easy to offend and easy to get offended. Yeah. It's like happening both ways. On the other side of things, I can tell you as a part of the film industry, I very much value the art that we put out, you know, as creators, as directors, as producers, as writers, whatever, the whole body, you know, the whole general council of making a movie. I also very much value the audience and, you know, we make movies for them. I also feel that the greatest time, you know, it's timeless, immemorial, is art and censorship. It's a battle that has been going on forever. And it honestly just takes different avatars, you know. And I feel that when a film is boycotted, it does negatively affect, and it's not great. It's not great for business. You know, on a basic human level as an artist, it's not nice to receive negativity for your art. And like I'm just saying on a basic level. And I just feel like saying, जो भी है बात करके थोड़ा देख लेते हैं कि क्या हो सकता है, लेकिन ये जो नहीं चाहिए. Like sometimes when I play a song, like, so now I have a list of people I do not show my first drafts to, because they're just like, Shruti, it's fine, but don't you think like if you did it like, and I'm just like, no, get away from my sparkly art, you know. And I feel that you know, people, it's just hard for me to understand what is offending people, and I think I need to spend time to understand that better. But I do believe cancel culture, boycott culture, censorship, it's been there forever. It's just that now you see it in a big red box on social media. That's it.
And also tell me something, as an artist and as a person, you're two different people. I mean, what you would be as your real self, what you're on the read, may not match. Sometimes you end up doing roles, maybe you do not agree with your character, you could be a different person. But for many people, especially the fandoms, they have to be the same person. Is it stifling? I
don't get to say so. I don't like to have a say so on everything, because I don't want to be that actor where they're like, "Arey yaar, aaj wo aayegi subtext ke bare mein, fir dialogue badlegi, fir ye." I don't want to be that person. I want to discuss as much. And if I don't believe in it, agar mujhe laga ki bhai main seedha bolti hu, but how? Because I am invested in my character, तो मैं एक arc create करती हूँ. आप समझ रहे हो? Like, I am loyal to that girl or that woman. So you can't now you've given her to me. I have adopted her. So I only stay true to that. But recently there was a line where they asked me as an insult to refer to someone's skin color, and I absolutely refused to do it. I said, those words will not come out of my mouth. And if that was in the dialogue when I first got it, I would not have done this. And I think certain things I take a stand for, especially when it's so obvious. But we all know, as as women, as men, there's a lot of subliminal messaging that we are all guilty of being party to. And I hope as time goes on as an artist that I will be more sensitive. On the other hand, you also have hypersensitivity where it's so PC that you can't just make art for art's sake. So it's honestly a confusing time, which is why I'm really happy that, you know, when I write a song like She's a Hero, it's for everyone. It's just for everyone. And that was my aim, you know.
What can we expect apart from songs? You have 2 big movies coming up.
I'm currently shooting 3 films.
Can you tell us about it?
I'm shooting NBK, which is with Balakrishna and Gopi Chand Malneni. It's the 3rd time we're working together again.
It's comfortable to go back to the same, like they say, the camp. Is it like better? Is it easier than walking into uncharted territory?
It's easy. Let me put it this way. It's easier to argue with Gopi than anybody else. Okay. And I love him. He's like family in the movies, and it's just easier, and we annoy each other, and we have been a part of 2 really successful films. So fingers crossed for this one. And I'm working on a film with the director Bobby and Chiranjeevi sir, as well as Salar with Prashant Neel and Prabhas. And we have a 4th one announcing soon, and then a 5th one coming after that. So I'm really busy, as well as music, more music coming out sooner.
I'm looking for, is there an album in the pipeline?
I'm more of the mindset of singles, especially because that's just, I want to one day eventually write a concept album completely. And I'm, you know, really excited to write a concept album and create a world and create a story. Tori Amos is one of my greatest influences. And her albums are just, you know, I'm from that side A, side B generation. So I would love to do that, definitely. I've always been the B-side lover, you know, so.
It's true, the B-side always had the better songs than side A.
No, so if you like the B-side, that means you're a different kind of person. That's why we get along. If you were an A-side, this wouldn't be so fun.
I always preferred the B-side. I always thought those songs were never made it to the charts, but they were way more popular than A, which had the top 5, 6 or 7. I think that cassette could, like, whatever.
Yes, exactly. So we are the B-side babes.
The best babes. So Shruti's biggest weakness?
Sugar.
Your biggest strength?
I think is my faith in God. The universe. I you know, the word God is so loaded. So I would say the universe, my faith in the universe and my part to play in it. Like, I always feel like if the universe was, you know, putting a show on, then I'm one of the leads, you know, so I have to do my best.
Putting it. Actually, that's a nice way of putting it. One vice you wish to give up?
Again, sugar.
What's the one thing that makes you feel it's about you, that, you know, you're being true to yourself? One aspect about you. I know you are like true to yourself, but one thing that makes you like the most about yourself?
I think that I can write. I like writing, whether it's a poem or a song or prose. I like the power of words. I really believe in them. Yeah.
Who's the current character you're obsessed by?
A character? Do you know what I recently revisited? And I actually sent Shantanu saying, look at this edit. This totally made me want to direct. And like, I went bananas and I revisited that character. And I just thought she was so cool, was Run Lola Run.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you would be perfect to do a Run Lola Run.
I know, right?
Why didn't they cast you in Run Lola Run?
Because I was a child then. But like,
no, but in the remake, they should have had you.
Oh, they remade it or what? Look at me living in some bubble of my own.
But honestly, lovely. And if you could switch places with one person, who would it be?
Nobody. I'm fine the way I am, where I am.
Awesome. And you know, Shantanu has also contributed to this. Is it easier when you have an artist, a partner who's an artist of the same wavelength as you, and not necessarily from an industry? Is it easier to vibe?
So basically, this is our production house Black. which is actually named also after Shantanu's exhibit, and it's spelled BLCK because we're not interested in the A plus, so we're the backbenchers. So it's myself, Shantanu, and Priyanka Khimani, and three of us are partners in this company, and this is our first creation. And I'm really glad to be working with people who value alternative voices and visual representations of the subculture. And also, each of us have our own story which is completely different backgrounds, but our own story to why we want to stay true to our voice. And we hope to, have around us more people who resonate with that and create more art in the future.
Awesome. Thank you.
And your question is, it's really easy for me to work with Shantanu because we literally are the same aesthetic in our brain. So we are like 50% of it I understand, and we also argue and we also have back and forth, but it's so creative and healthy. And I have just found the best partner in art collaboration with Shantanu as well as in life. So knock on wood, it's been awesome.
More power to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.